In July, we've already got half a blooper episode.
Yeah, it's perfect. All right. This is TNC Movie Night's Black Widow review. Spoilers to come.
Big time.
We're going to talk spoilers today. So this is, if you haven't seen the movie yet, don't watch this. But come back when you see the movie because...
We'll just
maybe
let
you'll
it
agree.
play muted so we still get the view count.
That'd be cool. What
Appreciate
do
you.
Yeah. Share it with your friends. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. But we are going to be talking about Black Widow today. Our first personal blockbuster back to the movies, since we aren't Fast and the Furious fans.
Yeah, no.
If you are Fast and Furious, goo goo gaga. Okay.
Oh, that was mean. Where's the lie, though?
All right. Taking shots at Fast and the Furious fans
That
always
was
a good
good.
time. But Alex, you go ahead and start. I'm gonna take a second.
Oh my god, Goo Goo Gaga. Oh my gosh. Okay. Black Widow. Anyway, I'll start right off the bat and just say I really liked it. I was pleasantly surprised. Not that I expected anything bad, but I remember being like, all right, this is pretty solid. I have a list, of course, but I have some things that I love, some things that I maybe didn't love. But all in all, I say this was a really solid movie. What about you?
I was very concerned about this movie getting ruined by the delays, and not because it was, developmental delays like something like New Mutants had, which that movie was completely ruined. I'm not even like throwing shade at that movie.
Developmental delays. What the hell?
It was. It had really bad delays, and it was all for the development of the movie. So, New Mutants had a really
Watch
rough
out.
time.
This is turned into a roast, man.
New Mutants had a really rough time. And I was scared that this movie, because of the delays, was going to fall apart.
Yeah.
And it didn't. It was a good movie.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, though. I don't think 10 years from now, when there's another 3-4 dozen Marvel movies, that I'm going to remember this one.
Yeah, I don't know if it was like a Black Panther, but it was a solid.
I'm
Iron
not
Man
saying
3.
it's...
A little better than that.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's like Iron Man 2 or
No.
Thor Dark Tower.
Dark World.
It's... Oh, yeah,
Dark
let's
Tower
see.
was Steven Spielberg, Stephen King.
Yeah,
I don't know
either
if I
way.
remember.
I think that it's kind of like Ant-Man and the Wasp to me. It was
That's fair.
it was fun.
It's fun.
I enjoyed it, but I don't remember a whole lot of it. There are some good moments in the movie, though. I think Black Widow, she deserved this movie much earlier than she did. And I get it, though, because her and Hawkeye were side characters. They are part of the Avengers, yes, but we can all be very honest that Hulk, Thor, Iron Man, Captain America have a much more appeal to the characters because they have superpowers, or they have created something to be a superpower, money, in a sense. And there is something that is a little boring to characters that don't have powers, and that is something we did see in the movie. They did a great job, though, with the choreography, the action, that they were able to make it exciting, and that is one thing I was really able to appreciate. A lot of the action scenes in the film were very well done because the way they did them. Like, at the end of the film, with them falling out of the sky, and the combat there was very enticing, and I really did appreciate that a lot.
Yeah. Well choreographed for sure. A couple of moments, if we're being nitpicky, like one of the things on the didn't love list is that some of the action sequences, the visuals themselves, like the CGI, didn't look the best. And we've seen that from Marvel, even in great movies. We were just talking about how great Black Panther was. Even some of those fight sequences got a little computery in not the greatest way, but that's being real nitpicky there. But the rest of it was great. The beginning of this movie was fantastic. Like the build up with the kids and, running from S.H.I.E.L.D. And when little Natasha grabbed the gun and was like, "I'll kill everyone!" It's like, I believe you. I don't know the actress's name who played young Natasha, but well done. Because I was like, I'm scared. Okay, Please don't shoot me. That was really good. I loved all of the dialogue in this movie, too. Every single time.
Yeah.
I was like, I say it all the time, but that's how people talk, It seemed like this artificial manipulated script of things. That's not how people talk. Even like the relationship between the two of them, there was like a sisterly thing with the vest with the pockets, that sort of thing, going back and forth like that. Making fun of the pose thing.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
I like that they
so
kept that
funny.
going throughout the whole movie.
That was
good.
so funny. So the dialogue in this movie was really, really fantastic for me, for sure.
I want to jump into something I don't love about the movie, and this is one of the few things that kind of ruined it for me a little bit. Taskmaster is one of my favorite villains in Marvel.
I was waiting for this.
And the issue I had is that they almost kind of made it like this is the end of Taskmaster now. Because she was just kind of a mind-controlled robot. And it kind of upsets me because, of course, now the character's not mind control with how they end the film. And now is Taskmaster just gone? And sure, like, someone else could be like, I'm Taskmaster now, and just take over the mantle. But they did such a good job of explaining on why and how Taskmaster works, on how she can just manipulate, match everyone's combat style, which is really cool. And if they just make it some random person now that's not going to hold the same, how can they do that aspect of, the hyper nerds, myself, have asked those kind of questions, like, how can this person just memorize all this? You can just be like, oh, they're super smart, that's their power. But they did such a great job of explaining it much better than I thought they could have.
I hope they open that up to where she has the skill to do that, and then it was just who was pulling her strings, not so much giving her abilities, because then it opens it up for her to be sort of the more anti-hero-y Taskmaster than the villain Taskmaster.
Yeah.
Because then if she just has those abilities, we can see her conflicting with, with the Avengers themselves. And I forget the name of the group that they've established, that they did in the TV series that now finally made it to the big screen with the post-credit scene.
Defenders.
The Defenders, thank you. Because it seems like they're setting up an Avengers versus Defenders sort of thing. So it could be cool to see her kind of bounce back and forth or pick a side or what have you. And
I could be wrong on the Defenders. Defenders is like Daredevil and Luke Cage and all them.
Maybe it was... I think it was another thing. It's going to be the one that they did in
Captain Falcon
America.
Winter Soldier. Okay.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah.
I cannot think of the proper name of it,
God.
but yes, it's... Oh my goodness, it's gonna kill me. But no, I see where you're going from there, which, yeah, that would be kind of cool to see her join that side of it.
And they kind of set it up the end, too, with, like, Yelena going after Barnes and and being like, this is going to be kind of conflicting. And then U.S. Agent versus, like, kind of the Avengers. But also in kind of an anti-hero way where we're kind of like a different squad who follows different rules, and we totally could be going for the same common goal, but we also could butt heads, and now we got one of us looking for one of you, and we already had conflict with another one, all that jazz. It's going to be interesting to see where that goes, and it was cool to see the TV MCU officially cross over with the theater MCU, which I said I didn't want to happen a few months ago, because I was worried that if you missed the TV shows, you wouldn't be able to follow along, which is 100% true. But I don't know. I guess I don't hate it. I've also seen the shows, so it's kind of hard for me to... I don't know. I might have flip-flopped on that one a little bit. But it's cool to see them crossing over now, and so it's like the shows are now becoming part of the reality that I think we're going to see with this whole multiverse thing. Although... the whole miscommunication with Hawkeye being the reason that Black Widow's dead, it's what we talked about with Legally Blonde, man. I'm worried that they're going to take that to the point where that becomes an unnecessary conflict. I hate that trope of a misunderstanding being the leading conflict in a plot line.
Yeah.
It's boring, it's overdone, I think it's lazy. It's fine if it starts what the actual conflict is. But if that goes on for an entire movie, or God forbid multiple movies, it's going to be so annoying.
Batman vs Superman.
Yes. Yeah. Jesus. You can't have a 30-second conversation. She's not going to realize that Clinton misses Natasha too, that he's also sad that he didn't kill her.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to get mad about it because it hasn't happened. I'm just worried because I really, really hate that trope. So that's one thing that I didn't love. But other than that, that post-credit scene itself, I did like seeing how TV is now part of the big screen. I also really loved Yelena's style that she had, because before they talked about how the vest with the pockets was the first thing that she bought, and then you see her after the fact visiting Natasha's grave, and you know, she's got like the fun sweater, the cool boots, she's got accessories, a bunch of rings, and it's like she kind of went like the exact opposite, where now that she can dress however she wants, it's everything. And I really like how that sort of gives her back the control of her life even more so, even down to her fashion sense. So I thought that was a really cool addition that they had there.
Yeah, I really loved everything they did with Yelena in the movie. The one thing I thought they did miss was with the end credit scene is, like you mentioned, they're throwing in a plot point that is not exciting to ever watch. It's two people that just, the miscommunication, the one told one thing, the other one told something else, or thinks something else, or knows the actual thing. Mm-hmm. And they could have done the end credit scene to have her take the mantle of Black Widow. I would have been really cool with that, just having Captain America, aka Falcon, aka what is his actual name in the Sam, thank you. Wilson. Yeah, having him come to the grave and inviting her to take the mantle, and then maybe her being like, "Oh, I don't know if I want to yet. Or that's not my thing," and then she ends up taking over. Like something like that, I think would have been a lot better, because now you're just dangling this plot point that I just hate. Like, I think a lot of people don't love that. It's just miscommunication is now going to be the focal point. Maybe she shows up now in the Hawkeye TV show or something along those lines. So I want to see more of Florence Pugh. Is fantastic.
Oh my god!
I don't love Midsummer with her, but she was good in the movie. I just don't like the movie, but she was great. She was fantastic in Black Widow.
Sahara and I were talking about this on the way back, and she is someone that, like, I will go see a movie because she's in it.
Yeah.
She's so good. And oh my gosh, killed it in this role. And David Harbour was so fun. Oh my god. The cast in this one, I'm going to pull up the cast list just because I feel like I have to give them all their proper due, and I don't want to miss anyone because it was just an electric group. Florence Pugh was amazing. Rachel Weisz, she was fantastic. I love David Harbour, so seeing him and having him be like both the goofy dad, but also like the Russian spy, and then also kind of just the bumbling idiot who's lived past his glory days while still being a super soldier. He was just so cool in this movie, man. It was a really A+ casting for sure for all of them. Ah, man, that was good.
Yeah, no, I can definitely agree. I mean, even when it came down to the kids, I agree. I thought the kids were just fantastic choices as well. Ava Anderson, young Natasha, she did a great job. And back to that scene that you mentioned, there was really nothing I thought that was missed with any of the characters. And I mean, all in all, again, the movie was good. Mm-hmm. I want to go see it again, maybe sometime this week myself, just to kind of nitpick more and also just enjoy it more now that I know it's coming, and just maybe find things I didn't see the first time.
It was funny that you mentioned Fast and Furious at the beginning too, because one thing that genuinely
I'd slow it down for them right now.
You what?
I'd slow it down.
God damn. But one thing that did kind of annoy me a little bit was some of the absurd ways that people survived in this movie, where it did kind of feel a little Fast and Furious at times, where it was like, well, you're just dead. You exploded and then fell like 40 feet and then landed on your back. You're just dead. And then
Which ones are you referring to?
Take your pick. I mean, when Natasha was driving and then her car exploded, and then she got kicked off of a bridge, and then the other time she was driving and her car exploded, and then the amount of like, oh my god, when the Red Room was falling, and she like jumped out of the exploding window and then grabbed onto a rail and was just like, I'm good. It's like, oh my god, this is that like Dwayne Johnson jumping out of the building that exploded and then just landing on a car like 100 stories below and just being like, you good? I'm like, no, you're dead. You're just dead. It's a little different when, like, if Captain Marvel does that, that's fine. If Captain America does that, it's fine. If Black Panther does that, it's fine. Because they're literally superheroes. But the whole point of Natasha and Clint and Yelena is that they're just people. They are, like, the pinnacle of every single, like, physical attribute you can and mental attribute you can have. But their physical makeup is just person. So when you have someone who very clearly is just dead, and then they just kind of get up and they're like, huh? Like, get out of here. So that was a little bothersome.
I wanted to talk about that too, actually, because I think a big part of that might just be Marvel being like, this is how we write movies. Our characters are superheroes, and they don't die.
Yeah.
Unless there's a plot point to their death, which makes sense.
Yeah.
And I just feel like it was kind of that, they're so used to writing characters like Captain Marvel, Captain America, Tony Stark in an Iron Man suit, and just trying to be like, yeah, they're regular people, but they're still like super strong and stuff. Like here, I mean, for David Harbour's character to do something like that, the Red Guardian, right? Yeah.
Super Soldier
Makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, with seeing it with Natasha and Yelena, it's kind of, yeah, like I get it, you know, they're strong characters.
Super spy.
But yeah, they're just, yeah, it's more of a spy rather than a super soldier, and it's trying to take yourself out of that and just accepting it, but it's a little goofy.
And they also get points back, because Sahara pointed this out too, and we've talked about this on a couple of other reviews, is that the women in this movie, or anyone with long hair in general, whenever there was a fight scene, whenever they were doing something, their hair was pulled back. It was up, because that's what you do. You and I have long hair. You longer than me for a lot longer. You've had it a lot longer than me. But it is annoying. If you try to do stuff and your hair is like this, you can't see, and you don't want to do that when you're fighting super soldiers. So it, like, everyone's hair was up. Big thing. It's like, it's such an easy thing to miss. And I don't want to do the whole gender thing, but it's something that I've noticed when a woman directs a movie, it's one of those things that gets picked up because if you don't have long hair, you don't notice it. So, like, you know, you just get a dude in there, he's gonna be like, yeah, you know, make the hair look good, not, like, actually make sense. And so when you have a woman director, she actually, like, pays attention to that shit, because she's smarter. And so when you see someone get their hair up and then they're fighting, you're like, yeah, that's what would happen. That's how people fight. That's how people talk. So I was like, bonus points.
It's funny you mention that, because I do agree. My only thing is, I did 8 years of karate with always my hair down.
Why?
I don't know.
Never annoyed you?
No. Never.
I can't work on the van without putting a hat on or a hair tie or something.
That's funny. Yeah.
Because you're just like...
I go to the gym, hair down, never put it up.
Oh, you are a psycho.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think I'm so used to it. I just don't even, like, notice it if it's in, like, the way, unless it's fully in the way, which it never does unless I bend over. It's like, yeah, I do agree. It is something that is definitely well noticed in this movie, which is cool. It's those little details. It's always kind of nice to see.
Shows people care. Shows you care. Yeah, it was good. It was all in all, I think it was a really, really solid flick. I'm excited to see where things go. Optimistically, because it is Marvel, and not to be a Marvel fanboy, because I don't think I would call myself a Marvel fanboy. I like what they put out, so I guess I'm a fan. But to give them the benefit of the doubt, hopefully the whole Clint killed Natasha thing ends up just as how they introduce her to the Avengers, and maybe we see one bomb ass fight scene where it's like, super spy, and then there's the realization of, oh, never mind, I was misled. And even if it takes a little bit to get there, because she is going to be manipulated a little bit, I think, where it's like they're, it kind of seems like this group that they're assembling here that the name escapes me, it seems like it's going to be vaguely anti-Avengery. And so I think I'm okay with that. But if it becomes a thing where for several movies Yelena's trying to kill Clint, it's going to be very, 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 very annoying.
Yeah.
Intro, fine. Conflict, not so much.
I definitely understand. Definitely some solid points. And again, hey, if you have seen the movie, let us know what you thought in the comments. Reach out to us on any of the social media platforms. But Alex, where can those people reach out to us, or talk to us social media, or buy stuff?
The people can talk to us, find us, and reach out to us at thenerdchambers.com.
Oh wait, I'll translate if there's any of those fans out there. Okay, I'm done. I'm done with the Fast and Furious stuff.
After you watch Fast 5, go to the computer machine and go onto the Google device and you type in thenerdchambers.com. That is where you will find us. That's our central hub for everything. If you want to reach out to us on the socials or on the YouTube or on the Spotify / all other podcasting platforms, we are at TNC Movie Nights. But like I said, one-stop shop us, thenerdchambers.com. You can also find our merch there. And I'm wearing the same hoodie that I wore in the last episode because it was filmed about 20 minutes ago. And so is Brandon, but his is in the hoodie. But that's where you can find everything. Oh, and one more thing about Black Widow that I really liked. I love that we finally got to find out what happened in Budapest. We finally know all of the details. Avengers 1, man. That's when it first got brought up. That was almost 10 years ago, and now we know everything that happened. So, credit to them. Go to thenerdchambers.com. Anything else, Brandon?
No. I think that's it.
Alright. I'm Brandon. I'm not Brandon. I'm Alex. He's Brandon. Maybe I've seen one too many Fast and Furious movies. I'm Brandon. I said it again! Alex, Brandon, bye!
That was good. Alright, we're back.
We recording?
Yep.
Okay. One more thing. We totally forgot to mention. We want to talk about this because it pissed him off, and it didn't piss me off. I really liked it. Taskmaster's fighting styles and stuff, like exactly copying some of the moves. We saw like the exact same things that Black Panther did, and Captain America did, and Hawkeye did. Like exactly the same. I thought that was so cool.
It didn't piss me off, but they missed such an opportunity. They could have done like one of two or three things. One, the simple thing, because we've seen it. Taskmaster did it in the video game, but he could have had a web grenade. He could have had some sort of web device, just to be like, whoa.
They did kind of do one Spider-Man-y thing though when they were on the bridge. Kinda. It was small.
A little. I mean, are you talking about the like grapple, or is that what? I think he had a grapple. Or
no,
something like
that was when she did the Black Widow move to Black Widow. But there was one thing where she was like launched far away and then got like on top of a coach, pulled something. I don't remember exactly what it was, but I remember being like, "That was Spider-Man." But I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
No, you're good. And I wish there was something like a little more like obvious with it, or even better if maybe not Spider-Man to really reach out there to be like, oh my god, Daredevil. Something Daredevil or Elektra, he has size or something.
Yeah, but we haven't seen those guys yet.
We have in the shows,
not in the MCU, though. But not in like the...
I mean, that's part of the official MCU. That's my thing, like how like a little like oh my, like someone who saw the show of Daredevil being like, oh my god, that was Daredevil, because goodness, wow. We've seen cross references from
Yeah.
both, from movie to show. The show had a little like newspaper of, oh no, like the big thing that happened in 2010 or whatever it was, the first Avengers movie. Little Easter eggs. That would have been such a cool Easter egg if they could have done something to kind of just show it.
That was cool. I did love though the Captain America combo with the shield, like the punch and then the body
Yeah.
and then the head. Like, oh my god,
Yeah.
that was amazing. And then when we saw her watching the Clint and Black Panther fight, when he caught the arrows and then did the thing, and
Yeah.
then she pulled out the arrow and perfectly shot just like Hawkeye, and then later pulled out the claws and. I thought that was really cool, man. I would
There
have
was.
loved to see more though, because that was total like fan service and fangirl moment where I was like, she did the thing. She did the It was really cool. But we wanted to talk about that because we totally forgot, and then we were both like, oh damn. So we edited and edit to the end of the show. So that's all I got. You got anything, Brandon?
Bye.
Bye. I am still Alex. I remembered. He's Brandon. Alex. Brandon. Alex. Duck season. Fire. Bye.